What is everything? Oh, it just takes a second. But you know what's so sad? Being in the cold, no boyfriend. So sad. And even weird, the weird, I don't even, ooh, weird, not even the weird thing about this sentiment is that a year ago I'd be like, bitch, I know you lying. Especially because I'm just, I think I've said this like 30 million times. I'm just now rediscovering my attraction to men. But it's really been as of. Okay, so the first time that I actually self admittedly was rediscovering my attraction to men, the beginning of the millennium. I didn't use that right. Whatever. Fuck these bitches. Okay, whatever. Was March 2024? But I think there's something seriously convolute about how whenever it gets cold outside, my crush meter just goes off the charts. Anyone that's just kind and nice and gives me a warm feeling inside, I'm like, bitch, are we gonna get married? But it's so sad because I'm like, I feel like, oh God, I don't even want to sit here and unpack this, but I think it's important for me too because I'm in kind of, I don't even want to, like, what? This is crazy. But I'm also like, oh, I don't know. I have to have this conversation with myself sooner or later. But I think the thing that really scares me about rediscovering, I mean, as of the past almost full year, my attraction to men is that I feel like, and this isn't something that's sequestered to men either. I feel like this is something that a lot of women do to men as well, but it's like, and this can primarily be said for men that don't have women in platonic social circumstances, but men don't really see me as the person that I am, but rather solely who I could be to them. And once again, that is not a gender exclusive thing. I genuinely do feel like that goes both ways. And of course, there's layers to like the socialist, but it's like plain put. That's why I will never think that it's like the beautiful thing that it's like man doesn't have any girlfriends. It's like, how do you know that he values women outside of like romantic settings and authoritative settings if you have never known him to have or to prioritize female relationships in his life outside of you or his mother? That's what scares me. And because a lot of the time men who do have are socially siloed from women for a lot of their lives do have that authoritative figure as the primary, like, yeah, they assume that that is transitive from all women. That trait is transitive to all women, might I say. But yeah, so I've realized, and the same thing goes, in the same way goes the other. The same thing goes the other. Whatever. Fuck these bitches. Whatever. Oh, I'm so cold, and and it's so okay. But long story short, I feel like I actually don't feel as if a lot of men mother me. I feel like that is a very common circumstance that I see happening, but I don't feel that any of the men in my life do that to me. There was a man that I had in my life that did do that to me for actually I realized I actually I didn't draw that conclusion from that. I still love him very dearly, but I just had to start being more wise with the level of access that I permitted him to my immediate assistance with things, especially whenever I realized that that may not be reciprocated in the manner that I wanted it to. And something really beautiful about developing like an understanding of how I navigate through the world, especially in terms of friendships, is growing out of most of the relationships, or the growing out of evaluating how I can move forward and changing how someone treats me in a way that's not just complete abstinence from that person forever. I have learned how to leverage temporary abstinence until I learn a way to properly honor what my needs are out of a friendship. Um, but as I say that in the same breath, I'm realizing, and I'm hoping, okay, so long story short, what I was about to say is, well, not long story short, as in what I was about to say at the beginning, but what I was about to say just now that was going to turn into a longer story than it. What was I saying? Fuck. Oh, I was saying that I am not the type of friend that I want to be. And I think a large part of that is because of the proximity that I have to the people in my life, because a lot of the people that I loved and cared for before, and still love and care for, but it took place in settings where we were seeing each other more continually. And a way that I show people that I love and care about them is by doing things that either add convenience to their day-to-day life or just add joy to their life. So a lot of that can just take place in the form of like bringing people things that remind me of them on like a day to day, like show and tell with my dear friends, like of things like, oh, this reminded me of you, or just spending time with people in silence, like shared presence. Um, Also, like cooking for people is a really big one for me. Sharing food with people. Another big one for me that I don't even know what, nurturing people in my home, hosting people is a very big thing for me. I love hosting people. I love, oh, this is one of my favorite, this is one of my oh my gosh, but I don't want, I'm afraid that if I speak it, that I don't think it'll ever lose its magic. And I feel like I have spoken of this before, but it makes me so happy that I'm like, I have no want to vocalize this because it is something so beautiful that you will just have to experience for it to, it's just another act of nurturing and of just like, I don't know, I think just things that you can do for people that remind them that they are being noticed and received, and that there is someone that wants to take care of, not like yeah, not like on some like crazy shit or anything, but just like in the sense that there is someone looking out for you, and there is someone that hopes that you are, yeah, that you're well, and hopes that you are well fed and warm and happy and safe. And I think that doing things to remind people of those things is the most exciting thing for me ever. And it's also something that many people in my life are very receptive to, because I realize that, especially after you, oh, I don't want to think about this at all. I'm kind of homesick. But I think that whenever you're not in like areas where you are being met with authoritative presences that are reminding you of the importance of taking care of yourself, it can feel easy to fall out of touch with that. And it is hard to prioritize yourself whenever you're not being reminded of the resource that you are to society and to other people's happiness and to all of your bonds and every single thing that it is that you're involved in. So whenever you have those reminders that like, hi, I care for you and I want you to take, and I am caring for you because I want you to recognize that you are someone worth taking care, be worth having been taken care of. Um, yeah. But I think that that's what makes me upset about not having a boyfriend right now. And I specify boyfriend because I am not ready to date women yet. I am not. Oh, okay. Okay. Put a cap on that. Put a cap on that. But I'm like, I think right now why it upsets me is because those things make me so happy. Nurturing people makes me so happy, and also having those things like this, whenever people remind me that they care, it makes my whole day and my whole existence so exciting. Like I feel like you navigate through the world with a completely different air about you whenever you're like, someone cares about me, someone thinks about me, and someone receives me for every square inch of my being, and who I am is enough to the world around me. It is the best feeling ever to feel that you don't have to consistently be questioning, yeah, your value in the world. So I think for me, the reason that I want a boyfriend at this moment of my life is not that I'm struggling to receive myself socially, because I actually am. I don't know that I am. I'd have to think about that more, but I do want to finish this off before I forget it. But it's more just the fact that, like, intimacy means so much to me. And I feel like at the very core of intimacy, I believe, is receiving someone. And being received is something that I do have the privilege of, yeah, on many different ends in my life, but also something that I don't always feel entirely comfortable accessing that feeling unless it's been something that's been like recently purported. So like unless someone does like a recent thing to me to remind me who I am to them or who they are to me, then it makes me kind of feel like, oh geez, did I lose my footing in these, and not even to be like, oh, if I'm not consistently interacted with, I feel as if you hate me, because that's not the case. It's never a matter of hate, but it's more just like the feeling of, if I picked up the phone and called this person, would they feel excited to see my name on the phone? It's, yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, it's just that feeling like I just want, yeah. I feel like having a partner is beautiful for the fact that you choose to give someone a title or some form of significance, that, or some form of distinguishment. You give someone some form of distinction. You give someone some form of distinction to signify that they, oh, where was I going with this? You give someone some form of distinction to signify the level of access that you are allowing them to have to, yeah, to you. And my favorite thing ever is in the way that the fundamental way that I feel like I enjoy showing people that I take care of them is through, oh, what was I gonna say? Yeah, through allowing them to, through showing with my actions that I can be trusted with the vulnerabilities that it is that they're attemptedly trusting me with. So I think that that is the thing that in a day-to-day gives me like, oh, it's the feeling of like whenever someone, and I think I've talked about this before because this is always something that I'm thinking about, but whenever people trust me enough that they're like falling asleep in my home, it makes me so happy because it's like, you trusted me with the vulnerability of your presence whenever you are asleep, and I am going to show you by putting a blanket over you, turning up the heater, and having food ready by the time that you wake up, that I care about you, and I know that you're tired, and I know that it will probably bring you comfort to have a great meal whenever you wake up, and I want to show you that I care about you, so I'm doing it through this way. Long story short, I have a lot of love to give, and not a lot of opportunity to do so in the way that I feel the most comfortable doing so, which is with people's presence. So I'm really hoping that I can put some stuff in the books for people just so that I can, like, I don't know. I love connection, and I think whenever it's cold outside, as much as connection is still possible, it's less a spontaneous thing and something that I need to put more forethought into, which is something that I'm trying to work on, like my capacity with electronic communication. And it just is a hard thing because I'm realizing that the more that I electronically communicate, the better I am for it in terms of like community resources and whatnot. But the worse off I am in terms of mood because I don't yet know how to regulate what electronic presence means to me. Like if I'm communicating more, then it means that there are just more times that I'm availing, yeah, my time to the rest of my phone. It's not just, yeah, just the, because it's like as soon as I'm on Messenger, on yeah, whatever the fuck, send him messages or messenger. Then next thing you know, I'm on freaking Facebook videos and it's like, how did we get here? How did we get here? So, yeah. I don't know, it just makes me sad because I think also a really big thing for, especially whenever it's cold, I've realized, and it's been kind of weird admitting this to myself because I was like, what does this mean to me? But not necessarily sexually so, but I'm like, physical intimacy does mean a lot to me. And that was a weird thing for me to admit to myself because in a past life, I just really did not have the reception of boundaries that I would have liked to have grown comfort with physical intimacy in the way that I would want to. But it's something that I'm really wanting to explore again. And being that I have had a lot of conversations with myself of like, what was the case before that was unfavorable, that I would go about but that's the hard thing. I feel like it's really but long story short, I feel like after having those long story short, in terms of what I was just about to say, once again, not about the overarching point, but I think something that was hard for me was realizing that I had done everything in my capacity to have that communication received, and having it not be received, as much as it hurt, gave a level of like finality to a situation that wasn't there before. Because I'm the type of person that I feel every single emotion so viscerally that not naming it or not communicating it or being disingenuous about it or just having any lack of transparency surrounding something that genuinely prohibits my ability to feel well makes my heart feel like it is I every single thing, every single overarching, people will ask a lot of the time, and something that I think is really beautiful also, I really appreciate this as a compliment, but people will compliment me sometimes on like my level of communication and yeah, how there are a lot of things that a lot of people will be like, there have been some things that you say sometimes that I've never heard someone say, but that I feel like everyone feels. And that brings me a lot of happiness for the fact that I feel like it makes the whole experience of living feel less alien to hear people say things that might be social taboos, but that are necessary for understanding one another. But long story short, of the recent point, not the whole point, because I forget what the whole point was in the first place. What was the recent point? Good God. Okay, it's not that serious, but what was I talking about? Oh, is that I want to be hugged and to be kissed, and I really enjoy that stuff. Got me crazy. But I'm like, I like that stuff. Ow, my pants are too tight. Oh my God. This is fucked up. This actually is not working. Oh my God. It's like my whole side is just getting chopped into, and I think I just knotted the fucking pants. Oh my God. This isn't working out. Oh my God. Oh, no fucking way. Oh my God. No way. No way. Okay, wait, this actually isn't shaking out. Oh my gosh. And I have leggings on. Ugh. I've been so just like, ugh. Okay, but anyways, all of this to say, Jasmine, I'm taking more than one page out of your book, bitch. I need to not call people bitch colloquially because I've never been the person to do all of that. But then I don't even know what it was. I think it was self-incepted. But now I'm just like, whatever. Bad day, fuck these bitches. Something wrong, fuck these bitches. And now I'm like, that is so crass. But now like bitch is in my vocabulary. But it's so funny to me because I'm like I haven't for like the entire no. I don't mean for the entirety of my life. But I mean I haven't. Why did I say that if I didn't mean? Well, I don't, long story short, I haven't always had like super close girlfriends. Being in this stage in my life where I'm like, I have girlfriends. I'm like, bitch. And it's like, it's exciting. Because I didn't even realize that bitch was like used as like a derogatory thing until after high school. Because I had been called bitch in passing by men and women alike and did so for men and women alike. So I didn't even think it was that deep. But then I realized it actually has like gender connotations, which I had no clue about. So now I'm trying to be more sparing with it. So in the past number of years since I learned about it, I've dialed down, but it has come back with a vengeance. But I'm like, okay. Long story short, I want a boyfriend, and I just went grocery shopping, and I just realized I didn't put a damn thing away. Well, my house is so fucking cold anyways, nothing would have happened. But anyways, life is crazy! Bye.